So, this is the NFL TV schedule for Week 9, 2024. There have been some new breaking news regarding the Week 9, 2024 TV schedule. The NFL is allowed to flex 2 games, primetime games, in Weeks 5 through 10. And one of the 2 games they flex, using the Weeks 5 through 10, has been done. I'm not for sure if it's just Sunday football only, or if it is Monday Night Football or Thursday Night Football only as well, or if it's just Sunday Night Football only. But I know for sure they're allowed to do it with Sunday Night Football, and they have done it with Sunday Night Football for Week 9. And the game they flexed was Jacksonville at Philadelphia. It was going to be Sunday Night Football. However, with Jacksonville's record being 2-5, and Philadelphia going to 4-3, I want to say. Philadelphia is, you got our 3. Let's see here. I think it stays here. Nope, they're 4-2. So I was wrong. But either way, maybe I see that they're 500, maybe like they're 2-2. That's what I thought. Maybe they're 3-3. That's what it was. Either way, Philadelphia is 4-2, and the worst W is 4-3. Jacksonville plays a good Green Bay team, who actually had their first good win season over a Houston team. So they'll probably most likely be by 6-2. Jacksonville will be 2-6. And then Philadelphia will be 4-3. At worst case. So it's like Jacksonville is going to be pretty out of the playoff contention. Philadelphia could be like vast opposite of them. And the only reason the NFL put Jacksonville in as a primetime is because it's a good matchup. They're expecting Jacksonville to be like a contender in the AFC, which they can be a contender in the AFC, but this year they are not a contender in the AFC. They are not. But that game was moved to the late window, and they were going to have 5 games on the CBS single window and have 1 in the CBS single late window, which is Chicago at Arizona. Then Fox early was going to have 4 games, while Fox was going to 2, and that was going to stay the same. However, CBS Signal decided to have a second late game, Jacksonville and Philadelphia, either at the discretion of the NFL. The NFL said, "Here, you're gonna air this game at 4:05 Eastern." Either it was on NFL's, I think it was on NFL's discretion, I'm assuming, but maybe not. Maybe it was just to be even with them. CBS and Fox here as well. But anyways, the game that is going to be flexed, and it was flexed in Sunday Night Football for that week, was Indianapolis at Minnesota. Indianapolis is in Minnesota. You might get it, huh? Why not try Green Bay? Maybe why not Denver at Baltimore? Maybe why not Dallas maybe why not Denver, Baltimore? Could be in the top CBS matchup, Denver, Baltimore. And maybe Dallas or Dallas and Atlanta would be a beat your matchup as but I mean they could have done a beat your matchup between Dallas and but maybe Dallas already has like a lot of prime time games scheduled. So that could be another reason. But anyways, the reason why Indianapolis and Minnesota is picked is because each network gets to protect the game, and the game that Fox protected was obviously going to be Detroit Green Bay, the 5-1 Detroit, the 5-2 Green Bay. You know, and then Minnesota is 5-1 right now. Their first loss of the season against a really good Detroit offense. And then they could be 6-1 heading into that game against Indianapolis at home against the LA Rams. I mean, Joe Flacco, yes. I mean, Anthony Richardson has been struggling a little bit. At the start of the season, but I mean, some certain games he has found his rhythm. And then last week he was out with an injury. He had injury. He was out for a while. And he was bad. But I mean, it's hard to find a rhythm in a game. When you haven't played. I mean, he had 20 interceptions, so that was good. He wasn't the most accurate. But Indianapolis is playing a Houston team that is a solid Houston team at 5-2, despite their 2 losses. Despite that one blowout loss to Minnesota. Their loss last week was the loss on Sunday against Green Bay was on a field goal, last second field goal, so Texans should be 6-2 heading into this game. Texans should be or heading into week 9. And then Indianapolis will be 4-4. I believe they're 4-3 right now. I believe that Indianapolis is. Let me see. Indianapolis is 4-3. Thanks in large part to Joe Flacco. I mean, they did play close against the Texans with Anthony Richardson. I mean, they've been in every game even with Anthony Richardson, so yes, so it could be in with the Texans in the second Texans Colts matchup of the season. So it could be 5-3 too, though. So you never know, though. But that is why. So I mean, that could be a good primetime match. For NBC Sunday Football for the NFL to flex in, and they don't get it. NBC doesn't get to choose. Like as a national broadcaster, they don't get to choose the flex. That they get to be in. And it's weeks 5 through 9. You have to pick 12 days in advance. Then weeks 5 through 10. My bad. It's weeks 5 through 10. You have to pick 12 days in advance. Week 11 to 17. It is 6 days or less, but typically they will pick it before like the Sunday Night Football game has started in the weekend, and then like maybe the day before the games have started, they'll pick that and they'll flex it to a Sunday time something like announce during the game, like next week's game. So it'll be like a 7-day flex. They could do like a 6-day flex, but I'm like a 6-day flex would probably be like announce it during the Sunday football for next week. So, so that is the NFL TV schedule maps update for week 9. Sunday football has been flexed. It is now Indianapolis at Minnesota. Indianapolis could be 5-3 or 4-4. Now Minnesota is playing a struggling LA Rams team on Thursday Night Football, which they probably picked that game because they thought maybe LA Rams are a solid team. Plus, each team can only have up to 6 games a year at prime time, and LA is a big TV market as well. And Minnesota, they're not bad, but they're not like a great team, per se, I guess. If they want to show every team like a little love, like whether it's some sort of nationally televised games, because they give each like I don't know, like they can only have 6 games a year, whether it's a Monday Night Football game, and especially with ESPN having 2 Monday Night Footballs 4 times this season, and then they have NFL Brazil game, 3 London games, a Munich Germany game. Those all count as nationally televised. And then the Sunday footballs, the Thursday footballs, they're nationally televised. You can only have 6 nationally televised games a year in the NFL, whether it's prime time or the special games in overseas games, So, but yeah, Houston could be 5-3. In Minnesota could be 6-1. In that game, if Minnesota wins, depending on the situation, it could be if Green Bay were to beat Detroit, that could be or Minnesota with a win, Minnesota would clinch the NFC first seed. That could be a possibility though in that game. So that's going to be a big game with the flex. So, but stay tuned tomorrow, and because I'm going to be doing the week 8 2024 TV schedule, which I'm announcing the simulcast stations for the national broadcasts, and which game is the featured game on the CBS early window, and which game is the featured game on the CBS late window. And there's no this week for whatever reason there's no this week for a reason there's no there is no what do I want to say? There is no buys this week. So because of no buys, this means that there are more games, and you're gonna see a couple fill-in announcements. Typically each network, Fox and CBS, have 5 announce crews, but they do have a fill-in 6th announce crew. So we'll see the 6th announce crew be implemented by Fox. We'll also see announce crew number 6. In 6 and 7 are implemented by CBS. Typically at 5 though, every week each one does. But yeah. So yeah. So that's it for week 9, 2015. And just mentioning that I'm going to be doing it tomorrow as well.